When I first met Lily, my roommate Ethan's older sister, I thought she was just different. Not in the dramatic, movie kind of way, more like someone who noticed things most people didn't. I moved into Ethan's apartment during my second year of college. Rent was cheap, the neighborhood was quiet, and the kitchen always smelled faintly of cinnamon because Lily baked whenever she visited. She was older, mid-20s maybe, but carried herself with this calm energy that made the whole room settle down when she walked in. The first time she came over, I was buried in a pile of textbooks, half asleep on the couch. She set a mug of hot chocolate beside me without saying a word. "You study like the world's ending tomorrow," she said with a soft laugh. I smiled awkwardly, not knowing how to respond. I wasn't used to kindness that didn't expect anything in return. A few months later, life hit hard. My dad got sick back home, and I started working extra shifts at the diner to help with bills. I'd come home late, sometimes past midnight, too tired to even eat. Ethan never noticed much, he was caught up with his own classes, but Lily did. She started showing up more often, checking on her brother, but somehow always making sure I'd eaten. A container of pasta in the fridge. A note on the counter, "You can't pour from an empty cup. Rest." I didn't know how to thank her, so I didn't. I just kept my head down, drowning quietly. One night, I came home after a brutal double shift. It was raining hard. I stood in the hallway, clothes soaked, hands shaking from exhaustion. When I reached for my room's door, Lily was there. She'd been helping Ethan pack for a weekend trip. I tried to smile, mumble something polite, but she stepped forward and blocked the doorway. Her voice dropped to a whisper. "Jake, you always take your time." I froze. She wasn't scolding me. She was seeing me. The kind of seeing that goes past the surface, right into the part of you you try to hide. Then she said, "You don't have to do everything alone." That cracked something open inside me. I didn't even realize I was crying until she handed me a towel and gently took the keys from my shaking hand. She guided me to the kitchen, poured me soup, and just sat there. No advice. No pity. Just presence. It was the first time in months someone had stayed without asking for anything. After that night, things changed. Not all at once, but slowly, like dawn sneaking through a closed curtain. Lily started leaving small reminders around, sticky notes with quotes, warm meals, messages like "You're doing enough." Eventually, I told her about my dad, about the fear of losing him, about how helpless I felt being miles away. She listened. Then she told me something that stayed with me. Sometimes kindness isn't about fixing things. It's about sitting with someone in the dark until they find the light themselves. Those words became my anchor. A few months later, my dad recovered. I got a scholarship that eased my financial stress. Life started to breathe again. On the night I packed to move out after graduation, Lily dropped by one last time. The same calm smile, the same cinnamon scent. I thanked her for everything, but she just waved it off. As I stepped toward the door, she laughed softly and said again, "You always take your time." But this time, her tone was different, warm, proud, like she knew that slowing down had saved me. I turned and said, "Guess I finally learned from the best." She smiled, and for the first time, I realized, her quiet strength wasn't just kindness. It was courage disguised as gentleness. In a world rushing to be seen, Lily taught me the beauty of noticing. That sometimes, the smallest act of care can change the entire rhythm of someone's life. And if I ever forget that, I just remember her voice at the door, soft, steady, and human. "You always take your time." Message. Kindness doesn't always shout. Sometimes, it whispers just loud enough to remind us that we're not alone.